to you all, their very special family and friends, for being here today, for their very special day, their lovely wedding today. Thank you very much. Many of you, we believe, are from Newcastle, Dundee, and where's Uncle Rob from Benidorm? Is he here? And all the way from Chicago, we have Uncle Andy. Where's Uncle Andy? Welcome. Well, both this lovely couple said, we want to give a very, very special thanks to mums and dads. She was all right before. The list is so long, apparently to you both, that all they can say is a heartfelt thank you to you both for every single thing. Thank you. Thank you so much. I have to give a very special thank you as well from Mark, because he was on the direct line last night, and I don't know whether you know, but on the mainland, we had thunderstorms, it was raining, there's been a few cloudy days, and Mark said, I really have a big favour to ask you. It's my special day tomorrow, family and friends are coming, so I really would love a lovely sunny day, and a little bit of a breeze will be well appreciated. So well done, Mark. Well, we're here today for a very special occasion, as we said, for two very special people. A marriage of two hearts and of two souls. We have indeed a beautiful day. We have indeed a beautiful bride. Beautiful bridesmaids. But the most precious and beautiful gift is the love of your family and your friends that are here today. Well, as you may or may not know, both Mark and Claire have been now together for about 6 years. They both met at a rave in a warehouse in Newcastle. Lost contact for a while, and then met again at another club a few months later. Both share the love of music and travelling, and not to mention a good party. Both have visited Miami, Vegas and Ibiza just to see their favourite DJs. It was, in fact, in Vegas in September 2016 that Mark and Claire got engaged. Both admit they're not a particularly romantic couple. However, Mark got down on his knee and proposed in front of the Bellagio fountains, which I think sounds pretty romantic to me. They bought their first house together in 2017, and their love of their lives, apart from mums and dads and family, of course, is their pride and joy, Lola, their little doggy. Both love Ibiza. They've had some unbelievable holidays here, but not without the odd mishap or two. Both have lost their phones here. And Claire admits that on one of their party nights out, she had had one too many, and poor old Mark got stuck with a huge bill as she knocked off everybody's drink on the bar. Naughty Claire. And also she remembers on one of Ibiza's lovely villas where they once stayed, right on the top of the mountain. It's very, very difficult to explain to taxi drivers where the house is. And they didn't actually have an address, it was just the name of a villa. So after one of their great party nights out, she remembers vaguely trying to find the way home. This is true, by the way. And all she remembers is the direction of the planes. So both followed the directions of the planes, a long walk, many hours to their villa. They arrived many hours later as the sun was rising, a lot more sober, but with very sore feet. And also Rachel, the bridesmaid. Which one's Rachel? Ah, that's you. For some reason, perhaps we'll find out later on, decides to bury her bag in the sand, convinced that it would be safe and easy to find in the morning. Did you find it?
No, it's still there.
So one day somebody might find Rachel's bag in the sand. However, mishap or not, Ibiza has always been really a special place for both Mark and Claire. And it's not only the partying, the atmosphere, the good vibes that they love, it's the sun, sea, and they also love that something a little bit different. So when actually they found this place with this amazing view, they both knew this is the place we want. And they couldn't think, and I'm sure you will agree, couldn't think of a more perfect place to get married. A place where they could share with their family and friends and make everybody hopefully understand why Ibiza is so special to them and making happy memories together with you all. And for those of you who have not been to Ibiza before, it has in fact many, many claims to fame. But very briefly, it was originally called the Magic White Island by the Phoenicians. And if you look over to your left-hand side, that rather high-looking, strange-shaped island, that is called Esvedra. And this island apparently possesses many magical powers and is one of the strongest magnetic places on the planet. So, perhaps this unusually strong magnetic charm and power has helped to influence Mark and Claire to return here today. And who knows, perhaps you too. We're going to have our first reading, which is by Mark's mum, Angela.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Yes, I'll marry you, my dear, and here's the reasons why. So I can push you out of bed when Lola starts to cry. If we hear a knocking and it's creepy and it's late, I'll hand you the torch, you see, and you'll investigate. Yes, I'll marry you, my dear. You may not apprehend it, but when the tumble dryer goes, it's you that has to mend it. You have to face the neighbours when our parties get too loud, and when they're kicking down the gate for us to turn it down. Yes, I'll marry you, my dear. I tell you why I am keen. My house is like a pigsty, and you help keep it clean. You've got the patience of a saint. You've always got my back. But when I'm stressed and lose my head, who gets the flack? I do see great advantages, but none of them for you. So before you see the light, I do.
Well done, little Angela. And we have, I've got it down here, Rachel, also known as Scratchy. Is that right?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here today to witness and bless Billy give Claire away. Here we are in those most gorgeous of places. It's an honour to be here with all of you faces. Since Claire met Mark, she's grown an undeniable spark, and to see them standing here today, there's a few things I want to say. I'll never tell her this. The bride is loyal, funny, beautiful inside and out. Mark asking her to marry you was really a good shout. It's a rare thing to find a soulmate who fits like a glove, and as I look at you now, I realise what is love. For the stars have aligned and you are absolutely made for each other. It melts my heart how much you really care for each other. I care for you. Of course, this wouldn't be a Davison speech if we didn't mention Lola or 6-foot Mark when Claire wears heels. Mark wishes he was taller. Mark, all of these little things have brought your past to now, ready to take with your son and bride this most beautiful vow. This purest love is built on a foundation of laughter. Congratulations, my dear friends, on your finding your happy ever after.
Actually, the lovely thing is when you arrive, or when I arrive, the vibes here, it's so obvious that this couple have got something very special. And everybody seems just so relaxed, so happy, and it's a lovely feeling to be here together and to share this lovely day. And not only do I want to say congratulations to this couple, but congratulations to you all. You are a beautiful family and friends, and you You've really done well, both of you, I have to say. On a more serious note, we are actually now coming to the more formal side of the ceremony. And I'm now going to ask this lovely couple to both stand, and they're going to come in front of me, please. If you want to give your bouquet to...
Pure boiling. The must on in the dress.
Well, Mark and Claire are now going to make their vows together, with you, their family, and friends as witnesses. They're in 3 short phrases. We have the vows of commitment, the words of acceptance, and the exchange of rings. So I'm going to address both Claire and Mark. You will be committing yourselves to each other in marriage, and your marriage is recognised by law. Your marriage is a union for better, for worse, richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health. Are these the words that you want to make together? Is this your understanding of the promise that you both will make?
It is.
It is.
Mark, will you take Claire to be your wife? Will you cherish and respect her? Be loving, faithful, and loyal to her for the rest of your lives together?
I will.
Claire, will you take Mark to be your husband? Will you cherish and respect him? Be loving, faithful, and loyal to him for the rest of your lives together?
I will.
Now this couple are going to exchange gifts of wedding rings. I'm going to ask best man Sean to please come forward. And Sean is just going to lift up both of these rings in the box, first of all, just for a very short blessing. Hang on there, Mark. We pray that these rings will be blessed. Grant that those who wear them may be faithful to each other and bound together in love for the rest of their lives. So Sean, I want you to take out the small ring, please, and pass it to Mark. Mark's going to put the ring onto the end of Claire's finger, is going to look into her beautiful eyes, and is going to say to her, I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a sign of our marriage.
as a sign of our marriage.
All that I am, I give to you.
All that I am, I give to you.
All that I have, I share with you.
All that I have, I share with you.
And all of my love, I promise you.
And all of my love, I promise you.
I choose you, Claire, to be my wife
I choose you, Claire, to be my wife,
this day and forevermore.
this day and forevermore.
Put the ring on her finger.
Doesn't fit?
Sean's going to pass the ring to Claire. Just take it on your good. Well done.
Top one, isn't it?
And Claire's going to repeat the same to Mark. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a sign of our marriage.
as a sign of our marriage.
All that I am, I give to you.
All that I am, I give to you.
All that I have, I share with you.
All that I have, I share with you.
And all of my love, I promise you.
And all of my love, I promise you.
I choose you, Mark, to be my husband
I choose you, Mark, to be my husband
this day and forevermore.
this day and forevermore.
Put the ring on his finger.
No, that actually didn't. Anyone got some butter?
I think there's a little kissy nod for the photo. And before we finalise our ceremony, as we mentioned before, Ibiza is a very, very special place to this couple. So, and we mentioned before that they like something a little bit different. So we decided to do something just a little bit different. So we're going to ask best man Sean to bring our little tray of sand over. And this sand has been collected from all the different beaches in Ibiza and Formentera. And what we're going to ask them to do is, using the hand that they've exchanged gifts of wedding rings, they're both going to take a little scoop of sand and put it in the jar. So I'm just bringing it a little bit closer. We're going to start off with you, Sean. You don't have to be shy. Get a little scoop.
You won't get your hands dirty.
There you are, I've got some of this. And let Claire have a little scoop. Now, you can now just go alternative. Just put a few. That's it, Claire. She's got the
Want
idea.
some?
Yeah. OK, Mark, have you a little go? And one more from Claire. Mark.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And this sand will be another reminder in the future of this day with you, their friends and family as witnesses. And this sand that was bonding together, never to be separated, as they, Mark and Claire, may never be separated. Thank you, Sean. Well, Mark and Claire, I want you to take each other's hands. You stood before your family and friends as witnesses and made together the greatest pledges of love and commitment. And this has been sealed with the exchange of rings. So it now gives me the greatest pleasure to pronounce you husband and wife. And just before they lead off, I have two witnesses, Rebecca and Sean, the best man. If you could sign their little certificate, please. We've got it over here. So we're going to ask the witnesses to sign first, if we may.
Yeah.
So if I can ask you to sign Rebecca Witness, either one of that. Yes, that'd be lovely. And if you can look to your right or left, just have a nice little photo. If you remember when you're signing, just to try and look right and left to get a nice photo.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
You're married now.
Is it Davidson or Davison?
Well, Davison.
Davison.
Davison. Yeah.
You done?
You're right, Claire. You're right. Just stay there together so we get some nice pictures of you. Do you want to stay there? Just stay there holding a dress. That looks nice. Lovely. Well, it now remains for me to conclude this ceremony of love and commitment with a blessing. From all gathered here, from absent friends and loved ones past, this blessing comes with love from you all to this couple. May the sun of many days and years shine upon you. May the love you have for one another grow and hold you close. And may the good, true light within you guide your way together. And may they dance like there is no one watching. And may they love like there is no tomorrow. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm now going to ask this lovely couple, husband and wife, now Mr. and Mrs. Davidson. They're going to take their first steps together as husband and wife, leading bridesmaids, mums and dads, all of you to a lovely, nice, cold glass of cava. So, ladies and gentlemen, would you all please stand? And let's have a little applause for Mr. and Mrs. Davidson.
I got told I've not got much time, so I thought I'll just do a little rhyme. Until this afternoon when I think Angie and Rachel stole my thunder, you know. That's what I started to wonder anyway. But so anyway, here we are. So proud. Me and Carol's wee lassie. Beautiful bride, totally classy. Our new husband, Mark, he's now my son-in-law. In the words of our Wooly, jings that's bra. If anybody needs me to translate, that means it's really great. And I've got to mention Mark's parents, Angie and Paul. Claire's now got in-laws, best of them all. So I'd like to thank each and every one of you for being here. I must say, Ibiza's lovely this time of year. Thank the squad from Dundee. Family and friends of mine, and thanks to everybody else, most of you from the banks of the Tyne. I was going to say the city of Newcastle, but getting a word to rhyme, too much hassle. And as for the bridesmaids, Rachel, Becky and Holly, absolutely gorgeous. Oh, by golly. And for Sean, the best man, I've nothing but praise, because this is going to be one of the brilliant days. And so, finally, I'm going to raise my glass in the air. I'm going to wish all the best to Mark and Claire. All the luck in the world, and God bless. God bless.
Mark and Claire.
Thank you for that.
Honestly, right, there's no way I can follow that. Hey! Nah. Billy said to me the other day, he's just like, I really don't want to do a speech, but honestly, that was a hell of a lot better than what I was actually expecting, so fair play. But honestly, I hope everyone's having a great time today. And on the instruction of my new wife, I've been told to keep this short and sweet and not waffle on because 1, I'm not very funny. 2, she hates speeches. And 3, there's a free bar to get through. But on behalf of myself and Claire, it was really important to have all our closest friends and family here today. It means a lot for everyone. It means a lot to both of us, for everyone who's actually turned up. At first, we had over 100 names on the list. Managed to get it down to around about 60 of our closest, near and dearest. So first of all, I'd like to congratulate everybody here on making the cut. But as we heard off the celebrant today, people have travelled all over the world. We've got my uncle Andy, who's travelling from Wisconsin in the United States. We've got all the Claire's family from sunny Dundee in Scotland. Hey! And we've also managed to get all the local chavas from Walker in the far corner. But honestly, it means a lot to all of it to have you here today. So now on the bridesmaids, we've got Becky, Holly and Rachel. All 3 look stunning. Obviously, thank you for all the hard work you've done and on the mammoth task of actually getting Claire to turn up today. But I've got one question, is I don't understand how you can get Claire to our own wedding 15 minutes early. Like, me and Claire go out for food and it's about 15, 20, half an hour late every single time, so turning up early to our wedding, great stuff. And also, Becky, Claire reassures me that I'm actually doing something right because I've been told there's not many people who you actually like. So... yeah, I'm in your good book, so thank you very much. As well as the bridesmaids, I've got me brother, the usher, Nicky. Where is he? There. Thank you very much. And Luca and Charlie. So big round of applause to them. I know Luca and Charlie probably haven't got any idea what's actually going on, but it means a lot to us to have them involved. And Nicky, thank you very much for what you've done. I'm not sure you got the memo about what an usher actually does. But pretending you're a bouncer and searching people's bags on the way in wasn't on there. But honestly, it means a lot to have everybody involved. On to the best man, Mr. Shawnee Smith. I don't know what to say, mate. You're one of them people who's always there, a great friend. Made me stag do something to never forget. I don't know how much I will forget, because I can't remember much of it. I know everybody had a great time, including my Uncle John, who lost a couple of €100 on a dodgy walk home. If you buy him a couple of drinks, he'll tell you what went on. But honestly, mate, you're one of the best mates anybody could ever ask for, and you've got a heart of gold. So as a close friend, what I'd like to do is offer a couple of slight improvements. The first one has been reply to text messages. And the second one has been return phone calls. You're the only person I know who works in Newcastle Council who's constantly busy. And on to my new mother and father-in-law, Carol and Billy. I know it probably wasn't an easy option to give Claire away, but now that I've lived with her for 6 years, I understand why it was so easy for you to say yes. I remember the time when I actually asked Billy if I could marry his daughter, and so Billy was sitting on one chair, Carol was on the other chair, so I asked Billy, and this is when I actually realised Billy had some magical superhuman powers. So within a millisecond, without moving his lips, he was able to project his voice out of Carol's mouth, even sounding like Carol, to a reply of, yes, of course you can. Obviously, I was overjoyed at the response, but I couldn't help thinking, I'm sure Billy was meant to answer that thing. Now, one of my parents, Angie and Paul. Firstly, I think everyone in this room would like to I can't even speak. Firstly, I think everybody in this room would like to thank you for what an amazing job you've done of bringing up your son. Hey! Honestly, I don't think anybody can argue with that, but if you do, the door's that way. Personally, I'd like to thank you both for everything you've done. This is where my ma starts to cry. She's going to cry. I can move on. No, but honestly, it's been an honour and privilege of calling me parents, and I thank you for everything you've actually done.
Dad's going to cry, not
But now on to the star of the show, and this is the day that this is the day that it's actually all about. So I know Claire hates a fuss. I know Claire hates a fuss being made about her, and we're not the most romantic couple, but could all give a huge round of applause to how beautiful Claire looks here today. Even if I said you looked $1 million, it wouldn't do you justice. You truly look amazing. So for anybody who doesn't know, as the celebrant mentioned before, me and Claire met in the most romantic of places, Shindig at Halsyard. And for people who don't know what Shindig is, it's a rave in a sweaty warehouse. I can't remember exactly how the night went, but what I do remember is I coolly strutted up with Claire. Obviously, I had a blue WKD in hand because she's a classy bird. Had a good party, and then I can remember when she left, I had to chase her down the street. I think she was with Rachel, actually. Chase her down the street to get her number. So anyway, so I pulled out my Nokia 3210, and honestly, God, this is a true story. And well, I've lost it. But honestly, the look on Claire's face was just of absolute disgust, which I interpreted as, you've got to be joking. But anyway, the rest is history. A few things I've learned since moving in with Claire is, one of the main ones is, whatever you want, if Claire could potentially have it, don't tell her. And I mean this in the nicest possible way about our dog Lola. So I remember in passing conversation one time, me and Claire were just talking about how it would be nice to have like a little fluffy animal just running about the house and stuff. So anyway, Claire being Claire, and anybody who knows Claire knows that, one, she hates... Was it? She hates surprises, and she's absolutely rubbish at keeping surprises. So a few days before my birthday, she shows us a photo of, like, obviously, our new little puppy Lola. And I was over the moon because of dog's class, but I couldn't help thinking to myself, have you actually just bought yourself a dog and covered up for my birthday present? Another thing I've learned from Claire is the art of compromising. So anybody who doesn't know what compromise is, or anybody who doesn't actually live with a woman yet, so obviously weddings are expensive, so when we're sitting down to budget the wedding, we've had prices for all that sort of stuff, and obviously a price for Claire's dress. So sitting down, we're sorting through Claire's dress anyway. Claire goes away, chooses her dress, comes back, tells us the price, and obviously because I like a bargain, I thought that was way over budget. So as what we did as responsible adults, we sat down, man and woman, had a chat about it, and after compromising, Claire got the dress. Hey! Which honestly, you do look absolutely amazing in, so amazing. Amazing in, so it was money well spent. But just before I finish up, I just want to touch on our engagement. So as I got mentioned, went to Vegas. So I thought it'd be a nice gesture to sort of get down on one knee outside the Bellagio fountains. So anyway, gets to the hotel, drops all the stuff off, walks along. Claire being Claire, wanted to go in the Louis Vuitton shop, the Tiffany & Co shop. Tiffany & Co shop going in, obviously, expensive wedding engagement rings and stuff like that. Oh, so... And I'm thinking to myself, I'm just like, I don't understand how you didn't see, because if anyone's seen the wedding ring box we've got, it's about this big or something. So I'm walking along with it in my pocket, and I'm thinking, well, there's no way I can actually afford anything like that. But anyway, so me being a proper romantic and stuff, I gets down on one knee outside the Bellagio fountains when the fountains go off, turns to Claire, and Claire's Snapchatting, and I get a responsive, what you doing? Who said romance was dead, eh? But I got the yes I was looking for, and here we are today. So without further ado, I'd like to raise a glass to my beautiful wife, Claire.
It's a huge thank you for you all to coming today. Not only have you came to celebrate Claire and Deva's marriage, but Dave has asked me to put a pitch together for a fantastic new business opportunity. But he promises this will make him money. He really will. He promises. Mr. Bitcoin, fucking hell. But for those who don't know me, I'm Connor. I mean Sean. It's Deva's best man. So cheers, Dave. You know I love public speaking, not, but this is the second time I've been best man for our group of friends. But there's only 4, so I'm not doing too bad. But the other 2 did say no, so I was the last one. Where I'm up to here. I'm just going to touch on the last stag that I was best man for. So basically this lad, wait, I've missed my point, where am I? I'm trying to like put in more than I should really. Gives a look how long. Sorry. Yeah. Right, so anyway, we're all packed, ready to go on this stag due to Prague, to find out a few hours before we're going that the lad had took all the money, hadn't booked nothing, and actually upgraded his wife's wedding ring. So needless to say, he's not yet a daisy. But that was that one. But no, all joking aside, me and Dave, I've been friends for about 20 years, and I can still remember the first time I met him, thinking, fucking hell, he's got a massive head, this kid, hasn't he? Massive head. But no, we like. He has got a big head, he has. No, but went through school together. We've played football together. We've even went round bars, pulling birds together and all that. But many moons, 10, 15 years ago. And we've been so drunk that we haven't strung a sentence together. But I'm honoured that you've chose me, because there's so many people here today that you could have chose, because between the lads, it's nice. Yeah, like you say, you'll not be the harder working bloke, so committed to what he does. He tries very, very hard, and he provides very well. So there you go, Dave. So I want to move on to the bride, like the bridesmaids. I don't know yous really well, but I don't. But I'd just like to thank yous on behalf of Dave and I for playing such a big part in Claire's day. I know how much Claire thinks he is. It's very good. And I heard Oceans was very good, and I heard you had yourself a couple hours sleeping in between. But that's so I thank you for that. And Claire, you really do look amazing today. You really do. I'm sure you'd all agree. But Dave is punching, isn't he? He's punching the day. Just put your head down, Dave. Put it down. I mean, Dave, on a good day, he does look a little bit like Ben Affleck, do you think? A little bit. But more on a bad day, more like Otamendi, the Man City player. And whilst we're on the topic of who Dave looks like, just look at this man here. Because this here is what you're going to wake up to in 20 years' time. There he is. The stag do was more like a counselling session. 6 hours in, 6 hours, right? I had Big Paul on this shoulder, Nicky on this shoulder, sobbing, crying their eyes out like babies, weren't you? Like babies.
No.
But this is what happens when you can't handle your drink. And you don't pay for a drink either, as you know, you don't pay for a drink. So just a friendly bit of advice today. It's a free bar, so just watch how you're going. Most of you will be aware that Dave full of drink equals Dave the knob. He's an absolute knob full of drink. He nips you, he punches you, he gets in your face, he acts a prat when he's drunk. But it's so on a stag do to get away from this, we've done the 10-shot drop, 10 shots, 30 minutes. He was tucked up in bed. That was it. I then could enjoy my night. And I don't think you made it out the second night either, but well, that was that. But I would just like to thank all the lads who came on the stag do, because it was a really good weekend, wasn't it? What a good time. So thanks for that. Dave, I met Claire at the Pitcher and Piano. That was like the first date, and Claire worried all day that Dave was going to pick her up in a Vauxhall Nova. And 10 years before that, he probably would have picked you up in a Vauxhall Nova. So when he turned up in his white Audi, he got the seal of approval, didn't he, Claire? Not materialistic. We are. When Dave met Claire, he thought that she was going to be high maintenance. And he didn't get a kiss on the first date, so in his words, he binned her off, he sacked her off. But in her words, Claire, he said, it's not me. Sorry, it's not you, it's me. And I can't really repeat what Claire then called him because his kids, yeah, so. But in all honesty, I couldn't think of a better lady, because you're a lady. You keep him on his toes, you keep him working away, which that always works. A relationship always works well when they work away. You listen to his business ideas, and he's got lots of them. Lots of them. And somehow you put up with these crackers. Fucking four. I wouldn't like to live with them. But most of all, you just laugh together, you have fun together, you just go out partying together, and they say couples that rave together stay together, and I think that's it. So could you all join me now in raising your glass to the new Mr. and Mrs. Davison, to Mark and Claire? And that's it.